And as soon as you put that helmet on, somehow it squeezes the blood flow.
Brandon Jones.
Brandon Jones, who won the opening stage, crashes at the end of stage 2 and more contact. Wow, that was scary. Cody Ware in the 17 got him.
And they had a lot of rain today at Daytona. The infield is absolutely, I mean, there's standing puddles in the infield, so we knew if somebody got down there, it was going to be big trouble.
Definitely worst case scenario. You saw it fold the front end under, and he was along for the ride.
Moffitt did win the stage. Cindric, Dillon, Haley Brown, the top 5. Moffitt feeling good, and Brandon Jones off to such a great start in today's race. And unfortunately, he's going to have his day ended early. See, he's okay with that window net down. And there's the third victim, Alex LeBay in the 36, led laps a year ago. All 3 drivers have put their window nets down, indicating to the AMR safety team they are okay.
All good, all good. All right, you did a heck of a job today. We'll obviously have a new car for the next Speedway race, but really good job. You learned a lot today with your side drafts. It looked really impressive.
Yeah, man, that was the best day I've had in this thing in a long time. Good work.
Jeff Mendring was a car chief on my car with Darian Grubb and did a great job. He made the switch to Gibbs to be a crew chief, and he's done a great job with that 19 team.
He's really helped Brandon Jones take his career to a different level.
He's kind of down there minding his own business. Oh, got put 3 wide. Yep. Moved up to pull a side draft off those guys. That guy got to this inside, moved down to make the block, and it was too late. That's the way I saw it. How about you, Tone?
And that happens so often. Yep. It's so easy for that to happen. You get your eyes looking to the right, next thing you know, the left side's closing in on you, and that's the result.
5th caution of the day. It was coming out anyway for the stage end, but Brandon Jones went for a big slide through the infield grass, and he is done. Red flag is out at Daytona for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Big crash as we ended stage 2, and it all started with Brandon Jones.
Yeah, it did. Just, you know, it's unfortunate. The thing is, the grass looks so short. It's just so much rain today. As soon as he got in that grass, it ripped the front end off and he was along for the ride. But you see here, he moved up to take a side draft, kind of moved back down, got hooked in the left rear, and was along for the ride. Big hit.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, of having to make those split-second decisions as a driver. You're hearing what your spotter's telling you, and you're trying to side draft there to get to the line. Then when you realize you have to get left, the amount of time it took to make that adjustment and get down there, that gap is closed up already. It doesn't take but an inch or two
just
to get clipped and get turned like that. And the hard thing about these infields, and we see this at a lot of tracks that have tri-ovals that have grass in them, either the grass is really tall, but like you said, at Daytona, it's really short, but the problem is you have to be able to drain the water. So that infield, even though it looks really, really flat, it's not flat. It has a lot of areas where that water has to drain down, and so that creates those humps. And with the splitter heights as low to the ground as they are, it doesn't take much of a difference there to get that splitter to dig in.
Tony, if I can get Pam to back this up one more time, did you see how close you were to spending a bunch of money in that wreck? I mean, he barely
I was
missed
trying to not
rod.
look at that, but I have to admit that I caught that.
Watch how close he is to hitting Riley Herbst right here, which is your automobile.
That'll be the black and green 98 when Herbst comes
He
through.
spins down, and when he comes back up across the track, Tony, this is the car that, it's your car that he almost hits right here. It's the black 98. Watch this. Woo! I'm not sure. I think it did hit it a little bit.
He might have got a piece. And real close for Michael Annette that was able to sneak by right there.
Oh, it's not looking good for you, Tony. Looks expensive. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Is that a near hit or a near miss?
I think it was a near miss. I don't think he got him.
He nearly hit him, but he didn't hit him.
Baby.
And he got LeBay. LeBay following Michael Annette. The one gets through unscathed. Under caution for the 6th time today, and we might just be able to call this the big one. If not, it's the mini big one. And it all started when drivers started making green flag pit stops.
Yeah, all of a sudden we heard a lot of chatter on the radios about trying to make their way to the pits. Austin Cindric from the lead makes a move to the pits, and everything accordions in the back. Everybody's trying to jockey for position, get down to the bottom to where they can pit.
And this 9 times out of 10 is
miscommunication. You can see it right here with the 9 start to get loose right here. Oh, then Michael Annett.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, this is miscommunication where the spotters mid-pack and back of the pack have no idea that those lead lap cars are getting ready to pit and miss that, so they don't give that information to the drivers. And they just think a second line's developing on the bottom, and next thing you know, as soon as they come off of 4, they start checking up.
Well, some of them aren't getting that information. I mean, you know, that is, you know, inside information you're getting from a team, from an organization, obviously from a manufacturer like that, but you can see everybody getting on the binders to try to figure out what they're doing.
That's Cindric leading them. Looked like Josh Berry was going to come down. Justin Allgaier.
All accordion, clear from the front.
And watch the 9 car in the center of the screen there. Bam! Gets hit in the back. He's got the wreck made. He's done a good job of staying out of trouble, and then gets hit from a car from behind.
Heads up move from Austin Cindric and his team, too, because you could see pit road closed. The light went on, and he immediately darted up from the lead. Obviously, gave up the lead right there, but could have been worse.
Let's go on board with Brandon Godova. This is the Snap Mobile Shop onboard camera.
Back it down, back it down, back it down. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Watch all the debris here. They're going to come across your nose. Easy right here. Easy. Easy. Work up. Work up. Stay where you are right here. Right here.
Pretty darn good job of heads-up driving, but phenomenal job from that spotter. Put him right on the money where he was wanting to be. The information, everything, spot on.
It's something that I saw him do there that I wasn't used to doing in that scenario. 2 downshifts.
Yeah, and that'll slow you down. That's a great thing. I was going to say, man, he got a good downshift, helped him slow down, got another one in a second. Definitely great job all the way around by that. Whoever.
Look at that.
Whoa,
there it is. There goes Ty Dillon. Big crash.
Didn't see that coming. Ty Dillon moved out, tried to go 3 wide. Unfortunately, collected a lot of cars right there. I don't know. Tony?
The whole complexion of this race just changed with that caution right there. Mainly from the standpoint that you took 3 teammates, 2 of them just got in the crash together. So now you got individual guys that are going to have to figure out how to do it on their own. It's going to totally change into this Justin Allgaier fast car all day. He gets caught up in it.
Remains winless at Daytona is Allgaier. Middle of the back straightaway is where it all started.
Yeah, you see him pushing hard. Everything's kind of going normal here. And then Titus made a move to the outside, went 3 wide. He almost made it. It almost worked. And it just didn't. Couldn't get clear. Tried to. Spun out. And Daniel Hemrick, he didn't do anything wrong there. I mean, it was just... he was along for the ride. Unfortunately, tore a lot of cars up right there.
And the hard part for Ty is he lost that push from Berry. You know, there's a whole car separation. He gets that run and loses him, and then just before he clears Hemrick, that's where he loses that momentum and doesn't have the push to finish that pass. He's by himself right here. He has no help, and that's just pulling him back right there. All right at one little small moment there that creates that whole thing.
See the 11 of Justin Haley involved, nowhere to go. He was looking for his 4th consecutive win on a super speedway. Would have matched Dale Jr. for the most wins in a row all time when it comes to Daytona and Talladega. Brandon Brown, who's been so strong tonight, got a piece of the action, but not done for the night, I don't think. See him there in that bright yellow 68.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one that Ty Dillon's going to watch and wish he had a chance to do that one over again, unfortunately.
But at the same time, you can't really fault him for it. I mean, he's got to take that chance. If he thinks he's going to make a run, that's his opportunity to try to get to the lead and win this race.
That's our Ford Performance onboard camera carried by Austin Cindric. Riding here with Brandon Godovic, Sam Hunt Racing. This is Jeb Burton. And now on board with Justin Haley, his teammate. This is the Leaf Home Solutions onboard camera.
Boy, I don't know about you, but I don't miss that sound being inside the car and hearing all that.
No, it's definitely a terrible feeling, and you're just along for the ride, Adam. You really are. There's nothing that can explain the way that feels the way it is. You're trying to keep the thing directed, but boy, once she goes the other way, you're gone.
Watch those guys in the outside lane that get through, and among them A.J. Allmendinger. I mean, Brett Moffitt, Austin Cindric pretty well out in front of it. Well, Allmendinger just able to clear it before they started sliding high, and I think the two at Myatt Snyder was also able to drive through without any damage.
All the races that he's won, even at this, crash right there.
And here we go, crash. 6 laps remaining. It's our 9th caution of the night. The 4 is Landon Castle, and that 44, Tommy Joe Martins.
Just got turned.
Yeah, it's going to need more than Blue Emu to fix that and make that feel better.
I hate it for Tommy Joe. This is an effort where they put a lot of blue-collar time in. Driver out of Mississippi, went to Ole Miss, but has made a home in the Xfinity Series. And you see the damage and maybe an even bigger problem stuck on that wet infield grass.
But guys like this, these are opportunities. When you wipe out a bunch of cars, these guys, this is their opportunity to take it easy during the race, hold it until make sure you're one of those cars surviving for the end. Big opportunity for them to try to capitalize and get a win here at Daytona. Unfortunately, in the grass stuck.
Well, the same thing that got him in that position is the same thing that hurt him and eventually took him out.
Yeah, you live and die by it when you come to Daytona and Talladega. And in his window indicator that he's hurt and unresponsive, he's just trying to get that car going. He is moving around inside the race car.
Just got turned in the right rear.
And that black car, Jeb Burton. And this is going to be the onboard, the visor cam with Jeb Burton. We'll see this replay next.
It's getting a big run there.
There you go, 4-car line. Nice work.
Yeah, just the hole he was going for started closing up. He had a huge run. I can't
and at this
blame
point
him
in the
for
race, you
taking
got to
that.
try to take it.
Yeah, I can't blame him for taking that opportunity.
One inside. You're clear. All clear.
Onboard, Brandon Godovic.
In line. Easy, come on.
That's what you hope for in that scenario, that the seas part like that.
Was his hand out the window waving to that guy behind him, thank you for not running me over, or please don't do it now? Man, look how close that was.
Godovic in the 26, never raced at Daytona before tonight. There you see that wet grass.
The grass always wins.
Somebody's got a lot of work to do tonight.
That is the sure bet that you can bet on at Daytona, is that infield is always going to win.
And just absolutely ripped.